I will train so hard that those around me think I am insane. I will push myself beyond my limits every day and refuse to let any obstacles stand in my way. I will work harder than everyone else. Through my relentless pursuit of perfection and strength, I will become unstoppable, and those who thought I was crazy will soon come to respect me. I will not rest until I have conquered everything in my path.
Hi everyone, this is Marcine Ricketts. I am coming to you today with my podcast, The Infinite Climb. I'm continuing in the series of interviews of transplants that have come to LA like me and are interested in the creative spaces. Today I have with me an up and coming fashion designer, CHAEL. Hi, CHAEL.
How you doing?
Welcome. Well, you should be saying welcome to me. You were here way before me. How long have you been here now?
I've been here for 8 years this November.
Sheesh. And he's still here. And wow, so you were here during the pandemic too, huh?
Oh yeah, before it started. Yeah.
Wow, people. But CHAEL, yes, is an up and coming designer. He is from Boston, like me. Boston in the house. East Coast out loud. And I want to share with you, our journey here. Well, we're gonna share his actual literal journey because it really was similar to my journey. I know that I have not yet told you the full extent of my journey. I started it in a previous podcast, but I'll be sharing that with you over other podcasts. But CHAEL, Boston, huh?
Yeah.
What made you move from Boston to Los Angeles?
I really wanted to give myself the gift of exploration. So after finishing my bachelor's in communication arts at UMass Boston,
Yes.
That November, I decided I was like, I'm going to go to California, and I put everything in my car and my dog, and I left, and I drove to California.
Woo, another driver. Another driver, folks. I want to shake his hand, but we know that Isaac is going to start acting up. So we're just going to shake hands in the mind. Right, boy? So, wow. So, was your journey, your literal journey, as crazy as mine? Because mine was, yeah. I just seek therapy after my journey, but go ahead.
No, actually, it was almost like God just picked me up and just brought me here. It was 4 days, 16 states and 4,000 miles, and it was a breeze. Like I literally just drove right on through, and drove right into Long Beach, and I was really blessed. Like it was a good situation. But I know you definitely went through a lot of trials and tribulations for sure and hardships.
Yeah. I'm not saying that God didn't have his hand on my vehicle. He did, because things could have been worse. But I feel like he might, where he kind of brought you along like this, he was probably like, let me just bring her through some things so that she'll be real strong when she got here.
Right.
And yes, he did. I want to shout out to a friend of mine, Joyce Fomba. She has an event company now in Boston. Shout out to her. But Simply Grace Events in Boston. So if you're looking up events, check her out in Boston. But she helped me drive. If it wasn't for her, I would probably still be driving a year and some months later, because I was like, get somebody else to do it because I've had it. I mean, it was so crazy for me.
Goodness.
But I know that you and I talked, and we talked about the Colorado experience. Colorado, count your days. Oh boy, Colorado was a monster.
I didn't think I was going to survive.
See? So you had one little hiccup like me.
One. It was multiple in that state. I didn't think I was going to live in that state. Like with the snow and the mountains and the reckless driving, and and the stench was just captivating as well. Yeah.
That was the first.
You encountered that as well?
Yes, when we first entered the state, We didn't know. We rolled the window up, it's a problem because the stench was coming through the vents. Then we rolled the windows down, it was a problem because the stench was coming through the windows. And so we just had to thug it out
Yep.
and drive. And I think it was probably, they were probably burning manure because it was like all flat farmlands.
I think so.
And I was like, I grew up in Jamaica, but I never in my entire life remember smelling a smell like that in the farm. I grew up on farmland. And I was like, wow, I thought I was going to die then, but I was like, oh, we made it out. Then we saw the mountains. They were beautiful, though.
Yeah.
Those mountains were gorgeous.
Dangerous, but beautiful.
But yeah, I was like you, we talked about going up the mountain, down the mountain, around the corner. It felt like a roller coaster. Like if you ever been to Six Flags and been on the Superman?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. The Superman where you're the driver. Can you imagine you being the driver of the Superman and it's snowing? There's not a lot of street lights. The roads are narrow and big transport trucks are flying by you. Like, I'm sorry, are you on the same road as, like, do you not see the troubles that I see in front of me?
There weren't a lot of guardrails.
No.
That was the other issue.
Yeah. I thought I was going to die. I was like, because I had my SUV. Okay, so I was driving a 15-foot U-Haul truck with a trailer with my SUV attached on top of the trailer. So yeah, I really thought that it was over for my life. But we made it.
We did. The grace of God.
We were like, yes, we made it. Yes, we kissed the ground when we came. But what was your experience first when you came to LA? Was it all that you thought it was going to be?
It was.
Yeah.
It was. I had a really good experience. I had a friend that moved to LA prior to me coming here. And he actually lived in like downtown LA. So it was almost like, you know, growing up in Boston, you watch Friday.
Right.
And you see that nostalgic like LA view and like the house and, you know, just the neighborhood. And he had a home just like that. So we kind of had that like Los Angeles experience. It was really nice. It was really cool. But when I got here, there was just a plethora of opportunities to get into. And that was the biggest reason and the biggest thing why I wanted to move here was because of that. And that definitely lived up to its expectations.
Okay, that's good. So when you first got here, you talked about opportunities. Did you already have something in mind that, I want to go into fashion?
No, actually, no. Never thought I'd be in the situation that I am in now, and I'm so grateful for it. But no, I transferred my job to California, and I was doing that. So I was working the corporate life, but I was just trying to figure out exactly what I was going to do because I didn't know what I was going to do. You know, I was fresh out of college. I have a creative background when it comes down to like, you know, my hobbies, you know, and I was just like, what am I going to do out here? So it took a while because I got out here in 2016. And then 4 years later, when the pandemic hit, that's when the business idea came to me. And then that's when everything grew.
What was a pandemic like for you here? I heard I was talking to another designer last week, and I heard it was crazy, especially downtown LA. It was crazy.
It was really crazy. It's not something I can really like describe because we didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
You know, but it was just like a lot of crazy things. I know the craziest point was like the martial law, like you have to be home and you can't be outside unless you're an essential worker. That was a crazy moment. That was a real crazy moment. And that was a scary moment because, you know, like it followed a chain of events, right? There was like the Black Lives Matter thing that came out. So it kind of felt like, you know, as a Black person, he was being hunted.
Right.
And then now the martial law came out, you can't be outside. So it was just like a domino of effect.
Yeah.
But it was scary because I'm a person, and I'm not sure how you feel, viewers, but I'm a non-vaxxer. I don't believe in that stuff. So I did not vaccinate. And, you know, I was still working with the public and just masking up and doing what I could. Never caught COVID by the grace of God throughout the whole entire process. So that's why I was like, still don't believe in the vaccination deal. But it was scary because I had to make sure I was like being very careful. Yeah. For myself and others.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, you know, everybody has a right to believe what they believe. So, you know, no issues there. And I caught it at like the tail end of the drama. I caught it, you know, like when he thought I was out free, like, I'm out free, darn it. 2021 spring, The tail end of, you know, all the hoopla about it is what I caught it. But I only had it like for 3 or 4 days.
Oh, okay.
You know,
That's
and I didn't take the vaccine until 2 weeks prior to me getting it. Yeah, I took 2 weeks prior to me get it. I got it, and then I was like, I kind of thought that, and not to go down the rabbit hole with the I thought I probably got over it quicker because I got the vaccine. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. And then I didn't get the second one. You know, supposed to get a follow up. Right. I was like, yeah, that one and done.
Right.
We're not going back. I struggled to get the first one to begin with, and I'm like, one and done. We don't need the second one. Okay, I'm just gonna pray over myself and keep it moving. Right. So yeah. But that was interesting times that we lived through. Right.
We did.
Historic. Like I said, in things that I didn't believe that I would live through in this era. First with all the Black Lives Matter things, and then with the COVID outbreak, you know, you hear of the Spanish flu, the bubonic plague, and all these things from back in history. You read any history books. I think I would live through something like this. So it's definitely to say that you never know what can happen. So, you know, don't be so sheltered that, you know, that when things happen, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die.
Right. Even though it feels like that.
Yeah. You're just like, wow. It's just because we never thought that we would see something like this.
Right.
It was totally insane. But yeah, so you got here, you settled. How did you progress? So from you were here, you were trying to figure out what to do. Did you venture into other creative spaces or?
No, I did not. When I first got out here, it was very hard to adjust because you had to find a place. You have to, because I did like a weird situation. I came out here, got an Airbnb, and then looked for my apartment and looked for my place. And that's how I kind of did it. Yeah. But it didn't go smoothly. And then I ended up being homeless for approximately like 9 days, and then secured a spot. Yeah. And then moved in, and then from that moment on, I was just working on building. Yeah. And making sure that I didn't run myself back into that situation. You know. Okay. So I was building for a while, getting myself like acclimated in my workplace and all that. So for those 4 years, I was just solidifying myself in California.
Wow. Yeah. The California experience is definitely different for everyone. So when you say you were homeless, like you were literally living on the street in your car, or
literally, like I would sleep in the car, get up in the morning, go to Planet Fitness, shower, work out, go to work, and then after work, go right back to my car, find a place to park where it's like dark, and go to sleep and wake up and do it all over again.
Wow. Yeah. So that's interesting. At least you had a job, number one, and number two, you had a car. So that kind of puts you at a better place to at least elevate from there. Yeah. Then, you know, like I was talking to someone last week about how many homeless tents and things like that we see on the streets, and but I believe that a lot of those people seem to suffer from some kind of mental illness. Right. So by the grace of God, you didn't suffer from that, and so wow. You got to write a book one day, okay? Because I'm like, wow, that is an interesting feat for, you know, someone to realize that there's things that you could come through or go through, and you can always bounce back. Because look at him now; he's here. He has his own fashion line, and venturing into other areas. Wolfpack Unltd, right?
Wolfpack Unltd.
What is it? Unlimited, right?
That's what. What is UNLTD?
Oh, what does UNLTD stand for?
So, the UNLTD, it can stand for unlimited. Yes. But it would be Wolfpack UNLTD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does it UNLTD stand for anything in
particular?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah. So Wolfpack, while it's Wolfpack Unlimited, it's written Wolfpack UNLTD, folks. And I'm wearing one of his shirts, and he has on the whole outfit. So we're going to progress up to the Wolfpack. Yep. So I understand that it is not only designs that you have, but it's an organization
Correct.
that you started a long time ago.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. How did you get
Yes.
there?
Thank you. So the organization was just basically created around transplants coming to other areas and like states that they're not originally from, and connecting with other business like-minded people. And business can vary between like art, fashion, music, tech, however you like. It's just basically getting everyone on a common ground and saying, hey, listen, we're here to network. We're here to just integrate our learnings and trying to, make a better product. So I wanted to connect more to not just transplants, but natives as well, if they felt welcome to come. But I wanted to create a safe space for transplants to really network, commune, build camaraderie with each other, and then just build foundation in a new land, in a new space. Yeah.
And I think that I think that is so important to connect in when you go to a new space to find like-minded people. Like you said, it doesn't have to be all of one industry, but it could be all of one mind, meaning you have goals that you're trying to accomplish, especially in the creative space, but not limited to the creative space. But you do have goals that you're trying to go after. And I have found coming here, one of the barriers that I have battled is connected in.
Yes.
It's community.
Yes.
And it sounds to me like what this centers around, your organization centers around community.
Correct.
And getting people with the like-mindedness together of having goals, especially if they're entrepreneurs, and going after those goals and just finding like-minded people that
absolutely.
they can connect with. Yeah.
Our brand slogan is family by brand.
Okay, there you go.
So I want, other people to see like you on the street and see the Wolfpack.
See my shirt.
See the Wolfpack shirt.
I'm a wolf.
And
Rawr.
right. And they're able to identify that the message behind the business.
Right.
And they could essentially hopefully within the safe parameters, but they can actually greet you, and you can meet like-minded people.
Right.
You can build community, build network, and you can say like, hey, like, do you know about the brand? Do you know the mission behind the brand? And build some type of likeness, you know? And that's one of the other goals as well, for sure.
Yeah. I can imagine because in this chat, I want to bring home to the listeners of what is the actual experience is like moving here.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that this probably was born out of a need for community that you saw.
Spot on. Tell
me, what was a culture like for you coming from Boston to California? Because I have thoughts on the cultural difference.
Oh, it was a huge cultural shock, and I feel like I'm just now 8 years in, finally, I guess, getting used to it. But nonetheless, to answer the question, it was quick, because not many people can survive California, survive the West Coast. So you meet so many new people, and then 6 months they're gone. So it's like your social circle changes very quickly, and you just can't really grasp and what's going on, or you're not really able to read the people and read the environment, because it can be very smoke and mirrors. Yeah. So from the East Coast, if I support you, you know it, out here, someone can support you, full support, and, stab you in the back, right? And you just don't know what, you just
sometimes right in the gut, right? They show you the knife. It's like,
they you see the knife?
I'm going to stab you now.
Right.
Oh, yep.
Right. And and that was hard navigating that, and I'm not saying that's just only in California, that's everywhere. But being over here in my adult stage and not going through that trials and tribulations as a child, and knowing how people operate out here, it was something really foreign.
It hits different.
Yeah, especially when you're just walking into a new land. I just want to give, and I just want to explore. Yeah. And someone can say, I can use that. And then they can use it against you.
Yes.
And then that's when they weaponize it. And you're just left in an area of I don't want to give, but you can't be closed off.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. It's almost like you give, but then it's kind of like you give, but you're kind of side-eyeing as you give. Like, I'm giving you, but I'm keeping my eye on you.
Right,
like,
right.
you're not gonna, use me. You're not gonna abuse me.
Right.
But it's in this season, I'm also learning by the grace of God to keep my heart tender.
Right.
Because if you're not careful, you'll harden your heart.
Right.
And you'd be like, I'm gonna, you pretty much turn into what you're against.
Exactly.
You become hardened, and you're like, who can I use to get what I want?
You giving a word.
Okay, who can I use? Because y'all, I'm game. What's it? Game meets game. It's like game meet. Oh, you got game. Oh, I got game too, bro.
Right. Don't underestimate.
I'm from the hood. I'm from Boston. From the hood. Wait, I'm from Chelmsford. Right near New Hampshire, some hood that is, right?
Right.
Where my hood with squirrels and
exactly.
bobcats out there, deers out there. But if you are an intelligent person, you game recognize game.
Yeah.
So if you got game, it's like, dude, I recognize game. You're like, you're not you're not fooling me. I see what you're trying to do, but I'm not down with it.
Right.
And so I'm glad that you haven't allowed yourself, because I've met him. I met him at my church. We're part of a community out church, because our church is a little different. Like most churches that I've been to, you kind of go to church like 50 days a week.
Right.
But for us, it's kind of like you go in, you get a word. We have a community group, and we chat on chat.
Mm-hmm.
We pray for one another in chat. So not everyone's up in your business.
Right.
If you need prayer, you reach out for prayer, but you're expected to read the word and follow the word.
Right.
And that's it. Nobody's babysitting you, holding your hands.
Right.
We pray you get convicted by the Holy Spirit, and that's it. But so you come across like a good person in the group and what have you, very sociable, and it would be hard to see that your heart gets hardened,
right,
or my heart gets hardened, because I know that for me, I fought a long time to get to the temperament that I'm at right now. I used to be an angry beaver, very not nice, but
cheers to growth.
I was like, you poke me, I'm going to take your head off and give it to you. I'm going to give you your head back. Here you go. All right. But I didn't definitely want to be like that. I wanted to, by the grace of God, still walk in my authentic self of love. I mean, don't let anyone take advantage of you. Walk with your, walk quiet with a big stick. That's what my grandmother used to say. Walk quiet, but with a big stick. So you just be cautious, and you be mindful of know who you are. Oh my gosh, if you come to LA, do you want to talk about that? When you don't know who you are, you come to LA and you try to fit in?
Yes, and they always say, like, don't get caught up. And that's what they really mean. Because sometimes, like, you just don't know what that really is. But if you come to LA and you have identity issues, or you're going through an identity crisis, you can get caught up into so many different areas and crowds, and trying to just figure out who you are and go down the wrong path.
Wrong pothole.
Wrong path.
Not even a rabbit hole. You go down a pothole.
Right.
A deep pothole.
Deep pothole.
Oh, yeah.
And so you really have to come grounded. You really have to come out here with a mission in place, and that can change as you go. But you need foundation. To really set yourself in the right place.
Yeah. I'm certainly not saying that I know everything, or I'm bigger or better than everything. But by the grace of God, I'm just taking my time to thaw out. People always ask me, so what are you doing there? And I'm telling people, listen, there's things I'm still trying to figure out, because I never thought I'd be doing a podcast, but here I am. Right. Coming from Massachusetts, where I have done events and decor and home decor, and still wanted to do that hair. But now doing a podcast, I did not see that one coming. But so it's good to take your time. And I always tell people I'm thawing out. It's so funny that last year a young lady messaged me and invited me to her birthday party in Boston. I was like, sis, I'm sorry, I now live in Los Angeles, so that'd be a long commute for me. I can't make it. So she said, oh, what are you doing in Los Angeles? I said, girl, I'm just here. I'm still trying to figure it out. And she got immediately upset and texted me like, well, if you didn't want to tell me, you could have just said so. I'm like,
Wow.
well then, I definitely am not trying to hide anything
Right,
from you.
right, right.
It is what it is. So
It shows you where people are at, you
yeah,
know. So
yeah. I think that people think Los Angeles, when once you get there, you're just like a on top of the world.
right,
You're a celebrity, you're a star.
right,
So being here, I must be doing something like fantastic.
right,
And
right,
I'm certainly not saying that we won't get there, right?
right, right,
Because we climbing, right?
right.
We climbing, people.
Anthony.
But it's like, okay, can I fall out? I'm still trying to figure out what my name is over here.
Right.
Like where am I going? Like where is north? Where's south? And she's just like, well, if you didn't want to, I'm like, okay, sis, But it is what it is.
It
People
is.
people will be people. Um, but yeah, we're over here now. If she hits me up and be like, "Girl, I'm climbing. That's what I'm over
Right,
here. You see my podcast? I'm climbing.
right,
Just follow my podcast, and you'll
right.
see where I'm going."
Unapologetically. Right.
Right? Oh my gosh! But yeah, I'm sure for you, it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you
Definitely.
have family and friends thinking that you came here? Oh, what's he doing over here?
Um, no, I'm very vocal when it comes
Mm-hmm.
down to what I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
and like wanting them to be a part of the journey,
Mm,
because I definitely want my family to be proud of me when it comes
mm,
down to the projects that I'm doing, and also something that they can like, be proud wearing in Boston, my hometown,
right.
which is really cool. So, no, 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 they're definitely involved. Sometimes I want them to be a little bit more involved,
Mm,
but everyone has their own lives,
that's good.
and I can't fault anybody for that.
Right.
So, but
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. And then I'm not gonna down
yeah.
LA. I mean, I feel like this is a podcast, so I can speak the truth.
Okay.
I just feel like so far, what I've witnessed here is they're not as structured as the East Coast. I'm used to structure. I'm used to business. I'm used to smarts. Here it's like, what are you doing? I just feel like, are you serious?
You know what? At your stage right now,
Uh-huh.
being here for like what, less than two
Yeah.
years, I completely understand what you're talking about,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
But there's a beauty in that,
Yeah.
right? Because I read somewhere, and I'm not sure where I got it from, but they say comparison is the thief of joy,
Mm.
right? So Boston, we do come from a lot of structure. It's almost like,
Yes.
to give you an analogy, Boston, like they will give you a piece of paper, right,
Mm-hmm.
for you to color in, but
Right.
it has the guidelines,
Yes.
right? But they'll give you the crayons,
Yes.
right? And you can color it in, but they still have the guidelines.
Yes.
But California is just a white sheet. And then you're just like, well, where's the lines? Where's the
Yeah.
rules? Where's
Yeah.
the regulation? And
Yes.
they're like, you make them.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
make them. Just make something beautiful, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you just out here with no guidance and just
Yeah.
like no structure. And
Yeah.
like it took a while for me, because at first I was just like, I don't like this,
Yeah.
But when I realized that we come from Boston, we come from
Yeah.
a place of like a lot of
Structure.
structure.
Yeah.
We can build that for ourselves and
Yeah.
build it more. And then, but not they, as in like they don't have any, but like those who are wanting to acquire that structure, is something that if you don't have years of like practicing it, it's something that you're really not going to like build overnight. You know what I mean? So I feel like we kind of got a leg up.
We do. We
I
do.
feel like we do.
Yeah. I don't. Certain things I'll come across without really spilling the beans on telling you exactly how I feel. It's kind of like like you're given that white paper.
Right.
There, you have a mental level.
Right.
Of, say that you paid for that white paper,
Mhm.
and you paid for the service that's supposed to come with that white paper,
Mhm.
and I'm speaking in code right now, but you have an expectation to get what you paid for.
Right.
And it's almost like you pay for a white paper, but then you have to help them to build the white paper that you paid for.
I love that analogy. Yeah.
And it's like,
right.
You're not kidding. Oh, so you don't even know where the white paper is that I paid for?
Right.
No, I don't know where it is. Can I have my money back? No, because
no. Absolutely not. You're not getting that. That's gone. That's the West Special.
And you're expected to come up with the money the next time, and it's like, huh. And this is okay with you, like, because I like efficiency.
Yeah.
I like to do things in a way that's going to make it easy for everybody. You know, it's just like how you and I were talking about a project you were working on,
Mm-hmm.
and I was telling you that what I've done in the past is to develop packages,
Mm-hmm.
because when you have packages for your clients, they can't get around it. They can't
Right.
dupe you, because it's
Right.
like, okay, you fall into this category,
Right.
this category, this category. This is what you're paying for, and it makes it easier for everyone.
Right.
But when you have no rules and you're it's kind of like the people here are learning as they go along, but you're paying for them to learn as
Right.
they go along.
Right.
It can get a little frustrating.
Oh yeah.
A little frustrating. So, well, I'm learning that. But then you gave me, you dropped a word today. Thank you. Thank you, Brother CHAEL. That, you know, you get to build your own.
Yeah.
And I'm learning that.
Yeah.
As I go along, that you have to build your own wall. You have to build your own climb. Sometimes when you climb certain mountains, you have to throw the rope up yourself and hook it. And sometimes there is a hole in the rock where you could step in that's already there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no holes in the rock here. Okay? You have to throw your own
Right.
every time up there and hook yourself and then climb. Because you thought there was a hole. You went over there with a big smile, like, I know there are holes in this mountain. And it's like, bro, there's no hole, sis.
Nothing.
You're
Nothing.
you're on your own. So, but I thank God by the grace that I feel like I know who I am coming out. You know who you are. And I'm still learning more and more who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're still learning more and more each day who you are. Absolutely. As you go through each year, each day. Ooh, and one thing I find that they do a lot of out here is, man, the vaping.
Yes.
Child, they can vape out here.
Yes. Yes.
They vape. Day and night, they vaping out here.
Yeah.
And they drink all day, all night. And not to knock anyone, but I can be really silly without drinking. So you don't want me to drink, because you'd be like, girl, go home. You're drunk. But because I'm so focused, mm-hmm. I just I'm not even in the mood to drink.
Right.
I'm not in the mood to vape. It's like I want to be so alert to everything and soak up everything. And my mind is just, come on, I drove through Colorado, y'all.
Right.
I got tired of me drinking and vaping.
Thank you.
I just, I'm not saying, I have a little wine here and there.
Right, of course.
But
of course,
hard liquor to get drunk every week.
I drink to have a social drink and just relax, but just to overindulge.
Yeah, every week. It's like, I can't. I mean, woo! It's a lot. That's a scene here. And it just makes me wonder, so what are your goals if you go to work and when you're not working you're drinking? Like,
right.
What do you,
right,
what really is your end goal? Like, I have to be alert. I have to be able to hear what I need to hear. As a creative, I need to kind of be able to think freely. And I'm just so focused on winning right now that I just don't want to, I don't have time to play.
Right.
My play is creative new things, coming up with ideas. I get fun out of that. I making things elegant, beautiful. I get fun out of decorating, design. That's where my fun is right now, more so than I feel like those were my college years.
Right.
And back in the day, I did my thing. And maybe Los Angeles also has a lot of young people.
Oh yeah.
So that's probably also what it is. It is an area with 20-somethings, teens, 20-somethings, 30-somethings, 40-somethings. So they're still, going through the stage that maybe when I was younger, I was into all those kind of things myself. But now I'm at a stage where I'm like, I don't get somebody else to do it.
Right, it's not your scene anymore.
It's not my scene, right? It's not
That's
my
fine.
scene.
That's good. Cheers to growth.
Yeah, cheers to growth. Still having fun, but growing through the process. It's sad, CHAEL, because I feel like for my birthday the other day, I was looking for a restaurant and I was trying to get a friend of mine to go to the restaurant with me. Mm-hmm. And the sad thing is, like, I wasn't thinking of going to the restaurant just to have fun. I was thinking of going to the restaurant, eating food to make contacts to see if I could decorate for them.
What's wrong with that?
But it's like everything, my mind is so always on
oriented.
business oriented.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Okay.
LA.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, listen, you have to grind out here. Like you said,
Mm,
building your own wall,
yeah.
building your own success.
Yeah.
We have to do that. That's imperative. And that really divides and that really separates the line between
Yeah.
who really wants it and who's
Yeah.
just doing it just because they just want to have fun, as
Right.
a hobby. No, I love that. Like you
Yeah.
have to go out there with that business mind.
All
You
the
just never
time.
know what you can get.
All the time.
Right.
And it's very quick to understand that, and tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
And we're going to go into your fashion, but
Okay.
it's good to talk about LA culture
Yeah.
so that people understand. I feel like I have approached different businesses here to decorate for them or, help them with their marketing and stuff like that. But I feel like unless you have something of your own already that's kind of big,
Right.
they're not going to mess with you.
Not at all.
It's like they're kind of like, okay.
Yeah, it's a popularity thing out here.
Yes.
They have to see that there's enough people following you
Yes.
in order to actually indulge in
Right.
and yeah.
Yeah.
But you will find those people who will invest in the mom and pop, if you will,
Yeah.
I suppose, if you want to call it.
Mhm.
But it's very slim to none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll get there.
We will.
We're doing a podcast now, so we
Hey.
getting there. You
Infinite
started
climb.
your line, infinite
Right.
climb. We climbing, y'all. Okay, we climbing, and so reaching out. You got here in 2016. You said?
Yes.
Oh, 2016, the year of my car. 2016, and then you took your time. You climbed a little bit. You had your own job, found your apartment. Did you venture into any other industries, creative industries, before the one that you're currently in?
No, I was just solely focused on just trying to survive.
Okay.
Trying to be out here by myself.
He's like, I'm fighting for my life.
Yeah, and just trying to just really make it happen.
Yeah.
Because LA is really cutthroat.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, I didn't know I was even going to be embarking on this.
Yeah.
Journey, but I was very focused on just that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're like me. You're focused. You're like, okay, there's something to be said to walking ahead and you don't even know where you're going, but
Right.
you know that you're driven to go.
Right.
And something to be said from not trying to go the easy route
Right.
and hooking up with the wrong people to try to get something, because that's when it goes left.
Right.
Yeah. So, here's to authenticity.
Yes.
Here's to thugging it out and
Cheers to that.
Don't even know what tomorrow's gonna look like, but
Right.
you are bent to walk
Right.
it out, right? We didn't drive over the mountains of Colorado to get here,
Right.
just to not do what we need to do.
Right.
So, yeah. And so, when did you come up with the fashion part of Wolfpack?
Yeah. So I remember it was July 7th, 2020. That's when everything started. But I was really conflicted I was like, how can I really connect to people? I was like, there's such like a big disconnect when it comes down to natives and transplants, and sometimes transplants and other transplants. I was like, there needs to be some type of like communal ground that we can all just come and just gather and really like express, share ideas, and really understand what the message was and is. So I was like, well, you know what am I going to do? Right. So I was thinking about creating community discords, trying to find ways like that, going on Eventbrite, making like events and things where we can, as like, Black people and also just of all races as well, just commune and build camaraderie with each other. But then God stepped in and he told me, he's like, no, we're going to create a brand. And I was like, a brand? No, I'm like,
won't he do it?
Yeah, because being from Boston, we all know the person who sells clothes in the community, and
you're on the hairdresser. He comes in there with the t-shirts, and you're like,
yeah. And I was like, I'm not that guy. No disrespect to anyone. I'm not that person. And he was like, no, this is what we're gonna do. So I was like, all right. And I was like, okay. So I sat there, and then I was like, what am I gonna name it? Right. So I love the organization of wolves, right? And like how they actually they navigate within their community. And I like the hierarchies that they have placed in the community. And I'm a National Geographic kid, so like I grew up watching all this stuff, you know. So certain animals, I like how they like operate, right? And I feel like
Shout out to National Geographic because you helped to birth this brand.
yes, you did
Right, correct.
sponsor us. Right?
There you go. There you go.
So yeah, so I was like okay, so what can I name it? And then I was like, well, you know what, I do like wolves, right? I love lions and love with lions, but I was like, you know what, I do like wolves and I like their organizational structure. So I was like, Wolfpack. And then I was like, Wolfpack what, right? Because like you search Wolfpack, everything comes up. So you need something more creative. And I was like, Wolfpack. And I was like, well, Wolfpack Unlimited. I was like, because it can be a limited amount of users that can join, anyone can join, and it can be like an open space for a lot of people with a lot of different walks of life. But then visually and from a marketing perspective, I didn't like Unlimited. So I said, you know what, I'm going to use the abbreviation Wolfpack Unltd.
Okay.
And then that's how that was birthed. And then I started going down the business route and getting everything officiated. Yeah.
Nice, nice. So you kind of knew from the beginning that you wanted to go to the fashion sense of it, or
Not
did
from
you?
the beginning.
It was just an organization
Yeah.
you wanted to start, and then what led you into the fashion phase of it?
I would God like because I know I wanted my own business. I know I wanted to create something, but I just didn't know what. Like so he literally led me to where it was, and then everything fell into place. Like when it came down to like researching how to build the platform, how to go about the ideas. I went through a few stages for sure when building the brand, a few logo redesigns and things like that. But yeah, that was the direction.
Yeah. So yeah. So folks, we see that in starting your own business, starting your own brand, coming up with the name,
Oh yeah.
and then coming up with the brand and even the colors and the
Yes.
design. Oh my goodness, that can be like sacrificing a lot of your time and your mind space into thinking what is going to work for us. And it's so funny. The other day, I was listening to this guy speak on social media, and it's like, we know that everything that we see on social media is right. It's true. But he said something about your business names, how in certain circles, in the elite circles, they kind of name their businesses Latin names, and that, I guess, increases the value of your business, whatever. So even in coming up with my business names, I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna name it what I want to name it. Right. I can't be bothered to name it a name that I can't even connect with. Like that doesn't make
authenticity.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. But coming up with your name, Wolfpack, we saw how you came up with it. You liked that the community, the wolf community, and how they travel, how they migrated, and everything like that. So yeah, so that completely makes sense. I love an authentic story.
No, thank you.
And even like the colors, I'm sure you had it in your mind. You kind of love the same kind of colors. As you can see, like I have a lot of green in my space here. And even when I first met you, I had on a green suit, and I feel like you had on a green suit too.
I did.
And I was like, hey, green for the money, money, money.
You did do that.
I was like, green for the money.
That is, I remember that. You did.
Yeah, but it's not even only just green. It was like olive green.
Yeah.
I love olive green. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. But yeah, so you came up with the color for the logo, and you had that made, and then you just kind of had an idea of what you want. Because I honestly thought you just made shirts, but then I went on his website, and he has flannel shirts, he has t-shirts, shorts, hats. I mean, he has the works. Okay, so I was shocked. I was pleasantly surprised.
Thank you.
Pleasantly surprised. Thank you. And so let's talk about your first phase into the fashion. After you made the logo, did you know like what you're going to do for fashion, or did you just start off with t-shirts? How did that
So I started off with just t-shirts
Mm-hmm.
and t-shirts alone, and then ventured into like sweatered
Mm.
materials, like like sweat shorts, sweatshirts,
Mm-hmm.
crew necks, socks, and things
Mm-hmm.
like that. But yeah, I started off with t-shirts alone. I started off with the Alpha, Beta, Omega series,
Mm.
just identifying each and every single role of each wolf, so people can know exactly which one they can connect to, so they can actually purchase the product. But that was the first phase. The first phase was very difficult because of connecting to manufacturers. I just don't believe in just having, especially when you're dealing with your business, you want to make sure you have that personal relationship when you're talking to someone, because
Right.
they're going to be making sure that it's executed. You're not going to be in the factory with them. So sometimes connecting with certain manufacturers or certain leads at the place may not be the smoothest interactions. And sometimes, you have customers making orders, but let's just say that person particularly doesn't have a liking or favoring towards you, and now your order is coming out a month late, a month and a half late,
Mm.
and you're just like, where's my order? What's
Mm-hmm.
going? My customers are waiting,
Right.
and you're not sure if these people are weaponizing it or however so, but you just have to do sufficient research
Yes.
and not be afraid to really take your business somewhere else.
Yes.
A lot of places, a lot of companies are just like, they know it's it's hard to
Yeah.
find a good place to do business. So once they do something sufficient, they can kind of like, treat you however they want to treat you. There's somewhere else that's better. I'm
Mm.
telling you, there's somebody else that would do exactly what
Mm-hmm.
you're paying for them to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not giving up, not taking the first no, overcoming that objection,
Mm-hmm.
and finding that manufacturer that's really going to support you and your customers, because that's the representation of you.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's really good. Nothing worth having is ever easy. So we know that. um, I used to get frustrated very easily by
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things, but then when I realized that nothing, things are gonna come, and not everything is gonna come easy.
Right.
Whenever there's frustrations, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna get over it. It'll
Right.
pass.
Right.
And so let's just keep trying until we get what we need, right? Because we have to get what we need. We're not gonna give
Absolutely.
up. So it's a learning experience,
Right.
onto the next, until you find one that works for you. And if it works for you until it doesn't, onto the next.
Right.
Because it's about getting the brand out. It's about getting the job done. Not until what you have under your belt is you kind of know who to work with, who not to work with in the future. So that's good. So you kind of come up with a process
Yeah.
that works for you,
Yeah.
a guideline even that works for you, that you can always go back to and said, these are steps that I'm going to take.
Right.
And so it kind of prepares you for what to expect
Mm-hmm.
in the process. And I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I really love that for you. And that's something worth learning, because I didn't know. I remember speaking to you about, your fashion and what it was like. I thought you just came and you just went to one factory and just printed up everything for you, and the heavens opened and the angels sang, and you're like, Wolfpack, we're born. And you're like, not really.
I wish. Oh man. Oh, man.
It was not that easy.
Not at
And
all.
it's not like, you have a whole team of people
Correct.
or
Yeah.
a partner that is out there doing that part of it for you. You're doing everything.
I wear many hats.
See that,
Yes.
folks? He is. Ooh, he is everything too. He's the marketing person.
Yes.
I mean, the only thing he doesn't do is to sew it.
Right. Right. Right.
But and if he had to do that, I'm sure he'd learn to do it too.
Listen, I'll be out there, the finest. I'll be getting it.
But yeah, so that's commendable for
Thank
you to have the look that you have, the brand, the quality that you have,
Thank you.
and you're doing this all. You don't have a team. That takes a lot.
It does.
For you to not have a team and being able to put forth the ads I see on your Instagram, the quality of the ads, the look of your product, and you're one person.
Thank you.
Your dad to a cute little puppy. You're working full time as well as doing this fashion,
Yeah.
as well as ministry. So that's a lot, and that's probably not all that you're doing, right?
Right.
So it's a lot, but you cannot tell by what you put forth, what I have on, what you have on, what's hair, and what I see on your website. Because in marketing, there's editing, there's getting your photo shoots. I'm sure you have to know what photo shoots you want to take for your products. And then you have to go out, get the shoots done, select what you want from the shoots, and then, you know, put them to your Instagram and edit them. And it's a lot of work, folks. It's a lot.
It is.
You know, he doesn't have like a marketing team marketing for him. And it's a lot of steps. So I commend you.
Thank you.
For that. I mean, it shows in the quality. I can't say quality enough, because I hate fast fashion. I won't say I completely hate fast fashion, because I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I see some things on social media, and I'm like, I like that dress. I know it's fast fashion, but I like it.
Right.
I want it. You know, but fashion with quality, it's so essential. And also, you know, I was talking to you the other day about fabrics and the importance of what I'm learning. I mean, not to go down a rabbit hole, but I'm learning that certain fabrics are not good for the body at all times. And I think it was you that was making me hip to, when they're selling you certain fabrics, they let you know that some fabrics can cause health issues.
Yes.
And so those are the ones that you won't get unless you don't care. And you're just doing fast fashion, and you're like, okay, the people are going to buy it anyway, so I don't care.
Right. And that's the thing that's very important too, because the fabric selection, because some fabrics can be cancer causing, and or your skin can't really breathe. So there's a lot of congestion there. And you can do fast fashion, the longevity won't be there, and it will show through your customers and how you run your business, you know. And what way is that? Right. You know, I feel that if I'm going to invest into this, I want the longevity aspect of it for sure, because I want to see the growth. I want like that infinite climb, you know, and I want to make sure that my consumers are protected, because that's a big like smack in the face to like invest into someone's business, and they have clothing or they have anything that can potentially bring you harm to your life, you know. So that's very important. I take that very key, because I wear my own material in my clothes daily. Right. So I don't want to wear something that, you know, I wouldn't have the consumer wear. So, but yeah, you have to be very spend that money. You know what I mean? Like, they're spending the money to support you, so spend the money to make sure you give them quality. Yeah,
because not to get too biblical, I know that in the Bible it talks about mixing fabrics. They didn't even mix like linen and, I forgot what, wool and linen, or something like that nature. But I've heard that fabrics even have frequencies.
Oh, I heard that too. Yeah.
Frequencies that your body can't tolerate certain, you know, fabrics and certain. So I'm like, okay, sometimes some of these things will be killing us, and we don't even know, because we're like, oh, but it looks cute. Right. But it's so essential to look into, and it might sound crazy, it might sound like you're going down the rabbit hole, but we're learning so many things these days about the foods we eat, that even the fabrics we wear, there must be some truth to it. Right. I mean, if people can get energy from a crystal, from a rock, okay, what about the fabric? Why stop there? Right. What about the fabric? I'm certainly not saying to be paranoid about it, but just being mindful. Absolutely. So I throw out all my clothes and everything's linen back there. Just kidding. Just kidding. Everything's linen, but there's something to be said about getting fabric that's not cheap, right? And one wear tear fabrics. And so I would love to show some of. You want to go ahead and show the folks some of what you have on?
Yes. I won't stand up because I am pretty tall,
but you can
as
try.
Of right now, no, it's completely fine. That's fine. It's too much work. Yeah. So right now I have the heavyweight tee. So this is a heavyweight. It does come with the patch here, and then we also have the comfy set on. The comfy set is the shorts. It comes with the patch, and then also the Wolfpack label that you see right here, and then we also have the sweater that complements and matches the actual set right here. you will see that you have the patch on the left sleeve, and then you have the woven label right here at the right hem. And then we also have our travel bag right here, the Wolfpack travel bag. This is our large one. And yeah, this is like, a comfy fit. And then we have the Wolfpack hat right here. It's a trucker hat, cypress olive. So this is like a regular comfy outfit, just running errands, going around the city, just having just a comfortable time. I want you to feel it as well, so you can tell them, like, you can.
Yes, this is okay. Is it okay, Isaac? You like it?
Right.
He's like smelling it.
Right.
Like, this is
Super soft.
It's super soft,
Yeah.
and it's good quality.
Yeah, and it's cotton, 100% cotton. So there's
Yeah,
no blends.
you breathe. And I'm just gonna show you my Wolfpack shirt.
And this right here, what you're seeing, this is the woman's statement tee. This is this pistachio green. It comes with the woven label and the embroidered logo in the middle of the shirt.
Yes, I kind of cropped it up in the back. When I bring it down, you could see the signage in the front here. And it feels like it's just hugging. It feels it feels like a soft hug. Those of us from New England know when it's like wintertime and you're seeking that warmth of your comfy, what do you call it? Comfy comforter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just feels so soft and so plush. It's not too thick, so you wear it outside in the heat. It'll absorb the sweat. I think it would absorb the sweat.
This is our lightweight option.
Yes.
And then feel this one right here, Marcine. This is our heavy.
Oh my goodness.
Option. So definitely for those winter cold months, it gives you more of a weighted feel.
Yes.
But this is the lightweight option.
Yes, I really, really love this, and it really, really feels good. It's very comfortable to wear. It's just like one of those things that you don't even remember that you have on. Mm-hmm. Like, you're just like super comfy. And the colors it comes in, and also comes with crop tops. I saw a crop.
Yes.
And I saw, these also in different colors. So I love that. I love it. So, and you seem to be doing well with sales. I mean, he's doing super good. I've seen.
Yes.
So yeah, make sure you guys go on his website, check it out. Because I believe you have a community room, and tell me a little bit about the community room for Wolfpack people.
Yeah, so we do have a community Discord. So if you go to the IG at IG Wolfpack Unltd, inside the link center, you will see our community Discord is where other people, the entrepreneurs, either seasoned or aspiring, where we will come together, share ideas, share tips and tricks, and just commune with each other and just try to find more ways to develop the market or create a new market for us, just for financial gain.
Yeah.
And just have a good time.
We're creating things over here in Los Angeles. Okay, like he said, we get the white paper, and so we are out here just drawing our own path.
Yes.
Because that's just the way to do it. And it's kind of good, like you said, because you get. It's kind of frightening because you're kind of like, can I do this?
Exactly.
You're kind of like, I didn't even know that I was supposed to do this.
Yeah.
Can I do this? And you're like, you know what? We're just gonna. My father would always say, "How do you eat an elephant?
One piece at a time.
One piece at a time."
My mother used to say that to me all the time.
One piece at a time. That's it. Just don't get overwhelmed.
Right.
Give yourself some time for self-care.
Right.
What do you do for self-care?
Oh.
Do you have time for self-care?
You know what? I don't always have time for self-care, but when I do have time for self-care, I'm definitely cleaning the house.
Okay.
Doing laundry.
I love it.
I'm cooking.
Yeah.
I'll go to the spa.
Yes.
Massages.
Yes.
Manicure, pedicure.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna haircut so I can like that self-grooming. And I'm relaxing.
Yes.
Yeah, but self-care is very important.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. You and I are supposed to go axe throwing. Remember we talked?
We still need to do that.
We saw this place for axe throwing, and we're like, we need to try that.
Yeah.
Just picture somebody and that you like. Ooh, yeah, I remember when you take that.
Yeah. We still got to do that.
We're not murderers.
No. We still gotta do
but yeah, me, you, and the crew, we just definitely we need to do. But yeah, there's a lot to do. What threw me off a little bit was, not to be the bearer of bad news, is that I love the ocean, I love the beach, but hearing about the beach this summer, I'm like,
Oh, with
what is
the
happening?
yeah, the infection.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, yeah, I have to drive out further if I want to do the beach.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just like, even though when I do go to the beach, I don't get in the water.
yeah, I
Like
do.
I
I'm
don't.
a water baby.
Like I'll go to the water and like if I go outside of
Yeah,
the states, and
yeah,
I'll get in the water because I
okay,
feel like it's cleaner. Because I
yeah,
like to see,
yeah,
like
right,
from Jamaica, I'm pretty
yeah,
sure you've seen beautiful crystal clear
yes,
waters.
true that,
So
true that.
like coming out here, this is like nothing to you.
Hmm.
But like from Boston, I got in the water in Boston. Not really,
Yeah,
not really.
in the Cape, not even in the Cape. Have you been to the Cape?
I've been to the Cape,
Yeah,
and I've been to the Cape, and I'm just not no,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
So like when I go to the beach, I just look at the views,
You're like,
like
oh, that's a
eat the
nice
funnel
beach.
cake.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll sit on the sand, but I
yeah,
just don't. I'm not like a water person. Like I'll
yeah,
probably walk on the shore, like let it
yeah,
like touch my feet,
yeah,
but my body
yeah,
physically is not in the water.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, yeah. I have. Yeah, it's just like there's so much cleanup to do all around. I don't
very true.
know. Ooh, I don't know what's happening with
Very true.
the earth, because I remember like even the summer before I came here, going to the beach with a friend of mine, and going into the water, and somebody's, I'm thinking they threw it off a boat. Somebody's lunch that was already packed in a plastic container,
Oh,
like
okay.
their
Just
food was
floating.
packed, and it was, the container was still closed, but it floated by me. I'm like,
Like what's going on? Right.
I
Right.
mean, is this like, this is crazy? Like, did you just drop it out of the boat? Like, how?
Right.
That's just so weird to me.
It is.
So it just turned me off from that particular Plum Island. I love Newburyport, Mass. So I
Oh,
used to go to
okay.
Plum Island there, and
I never heard of that.
yeah, oh, it's so beautiful over there. It's kind of almost like the Nantucket of the North. It's
Well,
really,
Nantucket, that's like that's
that's
Rhode Island.
yeah,
That's
that's
Pawtucket.
yeah,
Yeah.
Nantucket is a part of the Cape.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
like the bourgeois, it's like the Beverly Hills,
Ooh,
darling, of the
okay.
Cape. Yeah. So that so Newburyport is kind of like, yeah, I think you're thinking of Newport, Rhode Island. That's also a little Beverly Hill,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Beverly Hills itch. So I used to go to all these places because of the events and
Yeah.
just taking pictures and just getting ideas for what I wanted to do, like going into the mansions and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, I was like, I'm good with this water. So I was not happy when I heard about the dump,
Right.
that they were dumping stuff from Tijuana
Yeah.
into the water. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but why?
Right. 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 Right.
Why, when I came, and my cousin came out here, she used to live out here. She was like, oh, you need to drive up to, is it not Melrose,
Malibu.
Malibu.
Yeah.
And so I guess she looked into something when she got home. She goes, yeah, maybe not, girl. Look at this. And I was like, even Malibu? Are you serious?
Yeah.
So yeah, but things are still moving forward.
Yes.
They're still moving
Yes, they
forward. We're
are.
not mad.
We're in LA.
Yeah,
Like
we're
summer is almost
yeah,
year round here a
yeah,
little bit, so
yeah,
we'll get
yeah,
some time to clear up.
yeah. It's true. It's true. Um, so yeah, I love everything that you have. You
Thank you.
have my favorite colors. What do you see for your brand in the next, say, 3 to 4 years, 5 years?
I want to continue building.
Hmm.
I want to continue adding more products and connecting more to the fashion world and collaborating with a lot of different other
Okay.
designers, up people, artists, and like clothes artists, and like do other things with the brand. I definitely want to expand more into like a physical storefront.
Nice.
Yeah, since it was birthed in LA, I kind
Yeah.
of want to have that, like,
Open up that.
yeah,
Okay. I love that.
that'll be really cool, and
Yeah.
definitely connect to the pack. And I definitely want to continue to work more with outreach
Yes.
and to create more of like a safe, like virtual community for transplants, and
Hmm.
that they can actually, like, it can actually be a hub for a lot of people in different states. They
Hmm.
can still come to the site and find other people in their area, find other people to really network with, and just take it globally, just go all the way around and just connect with people. So it's more than a brand.
Hmm.
We definitely want to make an impact for
It's a
sure.
movement,
It's a
people.
movement.
That's right. That's right. And like I told another designer last
Mhm.
week, the Olympics is here 2028.
That's true.
So, you know, that is a goal to go after, especially since you have athletic wear.
Yeah.
Hey, and you have that athletic bag. Wolfpack it. Team Wolfpack.
Right.
Did you see the breakdancing? Did you watch any of the? I didn't watch any. I watched some of the clips, but I was like, breakdancing? Oh wow!
I didn't know that was an Olympic sport, and I was
Me
like,
neither. But apparently it is now.
I seen a portion of it that was
Yeah.
making fun of a particular breakdancer
Yeah.
that I've never even heard about. But no, I didn't watch it completely. But
Yeah.
Simone Biles, shout out
Yes.
to her. She is amazing.
She's a beast.
Amazing.
She is a beast.
So I want to give
She's
her
beautiful
flowers.
too. Oh, such a beautiful
Yes.
little girl, and you know, so well mannered, so sweet,
Yes.
and then so powerful.
Yes.
And
so
her,
small. Like, she's
yes,
like 4'11", like
she's
4.
a petite. Yeah,
Oh,
she's so petite.
Powerhouse. Yeah.
But they showed a picture of her levitating, but like from upside down over the beam. Like she was upside down. I'm like, whoever caught that picture is the GOAT, because that picture is like you just got it in the right shot, the right moment. She flipped over. I was like, wow. But she is amazing.
Oh yeah.
And you know, that I don't believe like all of us that are climbing, I'm sure she had a climb, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't know too much her backstory. I think I know a little bit more about Gabby Douglas's backstory.
That's right.
More than hers. So I don't know her backstory, but I'm sure, you know, having to wake up all hours early in the morning and practice, and even when it hurts,
right?
You know, you're still out there practicing, and you know, training for the Olympics. I don't believe is an easy feat.
Not at all.
It's not an easy climb, and so everything is worth attaining. It takes a lot of confidence, takes a lot of consistency, and takes a lot of push. But you know what? You and I, we're gonna have Olympic size, even bigger situations, structures, opportunity, businesses, impacts. You know, we're here for it.
In the name of Jesus.
I'm here. Listen, I'm here for it.
Yes.
Okay, because we didn't move to LA for nothing. All right.
4,000 miles.
4,000 miles.
We're chasing a dream.
Up and down Colorado, trying to take us out. Colorado, you tried to take us out. I don't know what we did to you, but you tried to take us out, girl. But yeah, but we're gonna do it, and I can't wait to see what else you come up with, because I know that you said you're interested in collaborating with other designers. Yeah. So, and I know that you love fashion.
Yeah.
And so I can't wait to see what kind of ideas you come up with.
Likewise. No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Likewise. And I'm sure we're gonna have you on again.
Yes,
you know, to see where you are at. You're gonna be like, what? I can't hear you. I'm out here in China in the factory.
Amen.
I'd be like, okay, bro, hit me up when you come back. Wait, I gotta get in my private helicopter to bring me back. Okay, that's what we're talking about.
That's right.
But we just love that for you. Yeah, well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that Isaac behaved himself.
Yes.
Isaac behaved himself, and looking forward to great outcomes. We thank you guys for listening to us today. Anything that you want to tell the folks about your handles on Instagram, your website?
Yes. Please go to www.wolfpackunltd.com and please go there, browse, definitely take a look at the option that we have for men and we have for women. A lot of the men's items are unisex, so ladies, feel free to definitely, of course, take your pick. Definitely take advantage of our launch day discount. We have 10% off automatically applied at checkout. And please connect with our Instagram at Wolfpack Unltd. We would love to see you with the items on. We'd love to share you on our community page and just build some community camaraderie with you. But thank you for listening to myself, and thank you, Marcine, for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome, for sure. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me again on the Infinite Climb as we climb from level to level, and look forward to seeing your comments, hearing from you. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. Do look at the description section because I will have all the handles for CHAEL, for the Wolfpack Unlimited, for his Instagram, for his website, and all the areas and spaces that you can get his items. Okay, and so thanks again. Looking forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.
Bye.